So, you made your dream home in the suburbs. You got it all now. 3 bros living together and not beating the gay allegations at all. So what now? What else is there to do? Well, the Sims 4 Crystal Creations Stuff Pack aims to help you out with that lack of things to do. Doesn't that sound like fun, you guys? The Sims 4 Crystal Creation Stuff gives your Sims a new gameplay object. A reskin of the workbench from the base game, but now with crystals and jewelry crafting. Yep, now you can harness the power of crystals like all those toxic white women on the internet and think you'll become a Mary Sue Wonder Woman that can take on the imaginary patriarchy or just cure your cancer because that's what they literally believe in.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Go figure, the crazies will always come up with new ways to spew their nonsense. Thanks, Reagan, for closing down the asylums. Oh wait, he's dead, never mind. Starting off with Create a Sim, we get new stuff. Mostly for females. Color me surprised.
I'm not surprised.
But despite the blatant sexism towards men never ending in The Sims, what is on offer is still nice. I like the style, and even the hair. At least the female hair, as the male ones look like the typical douche tuber you'd see Moist Critical mock in yet another drama video. Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to talk about another douche tuber being a dumbass. I mean, why is he such a dumbass? I can't believe he's being such a dumbass. What a dumbass. Anyways, that's about it. Yup, see ya.
Like, that is it. Like, it's about as, like, lowbrow as those 3 farts. Like, my little ass trumpet right there is about how deep that video went.
There's nothing wrong with the clothing itself for males, but yeah, that's about it. Just some new clothing and hair, no beards or makeup. Wow, okay. So let's go over the build mode now. When it comes to build mode content, we got a decent selection on offer with a new sales table, rugs, decorations, desks, sofas, chairs, bookcases, wallpaper, shelves, and more. The build mode objects themselves, along with Create a Sim, interest me a lot more than the gameplay aspect of this stuff pack, unlike Home Chef Hustle, which I like the gameplay more so. If you want more old school style furniture and clothing to go with your supernaturals like I do, then this stuff pack has some value. But if not, you might not get your money's worth so far. So what about the gameplay? Well, you can craft one of 2 things at a time. Crystals and jewelry. Each with their own shapes and styles depending on your crafting level. So you get to make stuff and then watch. Yeah, it takes forever sadly to make anything, even with a higher skill level. That's one of the drawbacks. It's also, well, it's actually not almost as bad as writing a book. But also, it's not as bad as trying to catch every single fish type in the game either in terms of how long it takes, thank god. Crystals are just something you carry around with you, and each one, depending on your combinations, will give you different effects. But that's about it. So what about the jewelry? Surely that's better, right? I'm not into fabulous things, so no, it's not. It's not better. No, darling, it's not.
I never want to hear that shit again.
You can make rings, earrings, necklaces, and bracelets. There's a few different styles, but I wish there was a bit more variety. And just like crystals, you can get effects on them as well. So with that, you can make your sim pretty op with several bonus effects at once. Gee, it's like we're abusing Skyrim's enchantment system up in here. So what are these effects? Well, each time you craft something, depending on the jewelry frame, metal, and crystal, you'll get different results. Some will give you a chance to avoid death, or even help you write and paint masterpieces better. mix and combine different stuff to find what works for you and craft it. I like this part of the stuff pack. It really gives it more intrigue. But if you want to use those abilities, you must charge your stuff. So, how do you charge your stuff?
Good question.
If you wait till 7 p.m. and during that time till 7 a.m., you can charge your jewelry using the charging table that must be placed outside. Depending on the moon phase, and maybe even the weather, I'm not sure, things will charge at a different rate. The best result is during a full moon, as things only take roughly 3 hours to fully charge. Otherwise, it could take almost 12 hours or so. Once charged, the ability that jewelry or crystal has will be usable for that set duration. For example, I can summon the Grim Reaper and avoid death at any time for 2 days worth of charge on one of my creations, so long as I have it equipped on that outfit. Another allows a vampire to not lose their thirst as much, and another will let my sim always succeed in romance. The abilities are what really makes this stuff pack interesting, and without them, I'd be way more pissed off than I already am with this DLC. If you've made several bits of jewelry, why not sell them? Sure, you can just magically sell them in your inventory or by entering build mode and deleting them there, but if you want a less fun and less engaging way to do it, you got a new sales table to plop stuff wherever you want to.
Plop.
And then sell your shit there.
Come one, come all, today Moist Jewelry is here to sell you overpriced, crappy handmade jewelry. No Chinese child slave labor used. For it's organic, do you hate how your wife doesn't get moist as she could? Why not spice up your love life with my Moist Jewelry? She'll be almost as wet as when she sees me take my shirt off.
Of course, you can only sell once you start an event, and after that, you got randomly generated townies flooding your table. Just standing there.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
You got a sales pitch, each one individually till they buy something. The higher your charisma level, the less grinding you gotta do. Yep, it's that boring, and while I like the concept, the execution leaves a lot to be desired.
It is I, a picky bitch.
The last thing about the stuff pack is if you apparently plant crystals you craft, you can then grow crystal trees that grow more crystals for crafting. So if you don't want to wait all day for the rocks to respawn around the neighborhood, to collect more, you got a way to farm them now. I guess that's neat. Even though you can just enable cheats and get all the crystals and metals for free.
Well, no!
As for if there's anything else left to be said, not really. There's no new music or aspirations or even traits to go with this stuff pack. You also don't get stuff for kids or younger. It's just teen through elder as per usual with this game. So yeah, that's about it. Let's wrap things up. I've got more sim stuff left to cover, and I don't want to waste any more time here than I already have.
It's over. It's finally over.
At the end of the day, The Sims 4 Crystal Creation stuff is just another mediocre DLC with barely any content and huge asking price for something that isn't really anything interesting, as I'm not a white woman nor a feminist, so I don't believe in rocks having magical powers that will heal my cancer and all that bullshit they tend to believe in. This $10 kit, yes, it's a $10 kit based on what it has to offer, wasn't worth really buying whatsoever, but the saving grace for this $10 kit lies entirely in Create a Sim, build mode, and the gameplay effects jewelry has. If it wasn't for that, I just call it garbage and not recommend it. I can't believe it's been a year basically since the last stuff pack, and this is the very last one as of this recording. Are stuff packs dead? Are they going the way of game packs in favor of kits and $40 game packs they keep calling expansion packs that they release multiple times a year now? Probably. But for what it is, Crystal Creations is just barely worth it. If you can get it cheaper than the $10, you're going to get something decent for a few minutes of distraction, and that's about it. Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later.